I decided to get a little bit more intimate with you guys, and I want to show you guys how I prepare and pack for a long haul trip with my family. So 48 hours before leaving, you still have to make sure that you do your COVID test. Now that I'm flying with the children, it gets even more complicated because I have to prepare not only for myself, but I have to prepare for the family.
I don't like feeling anxious or feeling like rushed before, I don't like feeling rushed before I travel. So right now I'm doing pre-production stuff, and I'm also sorting out the kids' activities, and then I need to get the budget to my husband's because he likes to have an idea of how much we're planning on spending while we're away.
The first thing I do is always start to make my appointments. So I usually start with my appointments abroad just because, you know, in the States it's a little bit different from Nigeria. Things require a little bit of notice. You have to do a lot more things by appointment than you would in Nigeria. And sometimes even things just as simple as a dentist or a doctor's appointment can take 2 or 3 weeks before you get an appointment.
And you have 3 of my children are registered at
I like walking around with different looks. I am my #1 billboard. I make a lot of sales when people see different things on my hair. I do my social media videos, tutorials, so I always have new wigs and old wigs for me to work on.
This is the one that Taiwo said I should take. And we said we're going to change this one to a center part hair. I think I can leave this one. You guys, when I'm traveling, deciding on which wigs to take is always like drama. So how many wigs have I agreed I'm taking now? Okay, shut up, Jennifer said plenty. Okay, Jenny, Anna, drop these ones upstairs. I feel like you take this one, Abby.
I think because you're filming, yes.
Yeah, to have some content, Abby. Okay, so let me take some. So now I'm taking everything. No, that's not how I do it. Oh yeah, Jennifer, start packing these wigs upstairs.
I had to pack with the kids and I had to get the kids sorted out. So how do you feel about packing, Sawyer?
I feel good.
Why?
Wait, it fits me.
You're excited?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Make sure that they leave some toys that they don't need, or make sure they're giving away toys so that they can justify the new toys they're gonna buy, making sure their iPads are charged. As an entrepreneur, the work still continues, and it's one of my busiest and I guess most things that cause anxiety for me, should I say. When traveling, will work continue? Will sales go on? Will people still do what they're supposed to do? And I learned a long time ago, you better not limit yourself from doing what you need to do for yourself and your family because you're afraid that, your business is going to fail. Not only will your business not fail, you need to trust God with your business, but you also need to be organized. So now for the next couple of days, I'm having a lot of departmental meetings, setting targets for the next 3 weeks, having follow-up meetings, setting, showing them the time difference. So letting them know the hours that you guys can call me, letting us set up Zoom meetings that we can do while I'm abroad. So it does get a little bit technical because if they need me to approve things, I need to make myself available. So that's what these meetings are about. Just getting ourselves organized and understanding what the plan is while I'm away, so that social media is still going, so that wigs are still selling, so clothes are still being produced, so that things don't just stop until I get back.
However, every department, we're actually going to be meeting with you more regularly. So what we decided was we need to do our processes, and as I told you guys before, our processes is taking things one step at a time.
So I have to sit down with my social media team, come up with an actual schedule of all we're trying to accomplish, and then execute and find out how we can do it. So it's been definitely interesting, but it's nice to see that there's a continuity with Rona Media even when I'm out of the country.
All this stuff with you, all you have to do is talk to the team about it afterwards. So anyway, today I want to talk to you about this week's filming, Yankees filming, Body Politics deliverables, posting schedule for the next 3 weeks, which is just a light discussion with you. That would be a heavier discussion with Tammy and what's his name, Mr. Ezekiel. So that's just making sure the content is there, and then I will really do the schedule with them, but it's going to be based on what we have, like as far as the finished products and stuff like that.
I often find myself having to work unconventional hours. Sometimes I have to end up working overnight just to make sure that I get the content that is needed to promote whatever said item. So shooting loads before I leave is not unusual.
So you guys, the reason I'm pushing so hard, social media posts are very important. So I don't have to worry about posting, and then making sure that we meet our deadline. We were supposed to have released my Weight Loss Journey episode 4, and we're still gonna release it, but it looks like it's gonna have to be tomorrow, which is unusual for us, but we're still figuring things out.
Guys, guess who came to say what's up? So this is the factory, you guys. So I said, these
a group picture. Where's AK? Hey!
I'll be killing the ball.
Alright, buddy politics!
Right here.
Ready?
So the night before, everything's packed, everyone's sorted out, clothes are laid out, my hair, my wigs. So usually our flight's at 9, so we would usually leave the house around 6:37. And I like to have time to myself. I like to not feel pressured, and I like to have my quiet time before the stress, before my husband starts, before my kids start. Just a woosah, just a minute to just kind of get my mind right and just spend time with God. So usually on a travel day, if we're leaving the house by 6:30, I can either be up around 3, 4, depending on what time I go to bed, just to read my Bible, listen to a sermon, make sure that I'm just organized and I haven't forgotten anything important, and just kind of spend time with myself. Then 6:37 comes, the kids are up, they're excited, asking me a million questions. We load up our car, which is a whole nother thing because there's just so many of us. We load up our car and off we go to the airport. When we get to the airport, it's great because it's a private airport for people who are flying PJs. And what I love about it is it's so much easier. The security is really light. You still have to do your COVID test before you have to travel. But before my dad had a jet and before he had a plane, I had children, and I travel with my nannies all the time. So this same thing I would be able to do even if I went on a commercial flight. The only difference is I would have a lot less bags because there would be baggage allowance. That's the benefit of flying private. You don't have to worry about how many bags you can take. Well, actually you do. It depends on how many people are on your flight. So that's what I'm saying. You start thinking about things differently, but at least this flight was pretty empty. It was just us, me and my family, and a couple of my dad's friends, and yeah, it was pretty cool. So we're